Okay, so welcome everyone to How to Create an Entrepreneur Vision Board. And if you're new to Grow, Grow stands for Get Ready with Entrepreneurs. We are a dynamic community that empowers entrepreneurs with knowledge, connections, and opportunities to help you start and grow your business. Grow provides a supportive environment where entrepreneurs can access valuable insights, share ideas, and connect with like-minded individuals. Whether launching a new venture or scaling an existing business, Grow offers the tools, mentorship, and community to support to help you succeed. So we do encourage you, if you haven't been over there already, to check out grow.ca, and it is free to get started, and there's a whole bunch of resources available for you there. If you haven't had a chance to connect with me or been one to my other sessions, I'm Laura Dunkley. I'm a fractional CMO at Acorn Studio Marketing and one of the founders here at Grow. I help entrepreneurs build their businesses and their brands as a fractional CMO and consultant. So please do connect with me if you're interested. I have 30 years now of entrepreneur experience. So I'm always excited to connect with other entrepreneurs. So I'm on LinkedIn as well as our website there. And then I'd like to introduce again Dorothy, bringing her back again for another one of our sessions. She's an empowerment coach, certified as a master coach, transformational coach, and life and health coach with 20 years of progressive experience across corporate sales and marketing. As founder of Inspired by Choice, Dorothy offers entrepreneurs the workshops, coaching programs, and inspired ideas they need to unleash their full potential in business and life. And we welcome Dorothy, but please do also check out her website, inspiredbychoice.ca, to learn more. So what are we going to talk about today? Well, what is an Entrepreneur Vision Board? We're going to just do that quickly, and why we even need an Entrepreneur Vision Board. And then I'm going to go through the vision board template that I created and that I use with myself. Some of my clients use it, and it's also available for our members. We're going to go through that so you'll see what it is, but the exciting part is going to be afterwards. So for our live session today, we are going to go through some examples and have a discussion on how you can customize this vision board for yourself. So what is an Entrepreneur Vision Board? It is a visual representation of who you are as a person, because we know we are more than just our business, right? As entrepreneurs, we are very much integrated into our business, and we need to actually remember who we are. What does success look like to us as a person first, and when you want to achieve that success, right? Like, we all start businesses for different reasons. Some have goals that I want lots of, businesses across the world. I want to go global. I want to be in North America. I want to just stay one person. Like, we have so many different things, but who are we going to be throughout that? So what does success mean to us? And when do we want to achieve it is really important. What are our values and priorities? Because we know they're all very intertwined, right? We have to be true to who we are for success, for personal development. And that's the whole idea of this vision board, right? To make sure that we document it, we think about it, we put it down. What's our priorities? What are our values? And then we want to make some key action items and document this. This is where often we fall short, right? Like, we have these aspirational ideas, but then we get frustrated when we don't achieve them. Well, they're aspirational. They're not necessarily intentional and measurable and smart, right? Like, we need to actually put things in place and make ourselves accountable to them. So that's where a vision board can really help. And to recap on some of those notes, but why really is that Entrepreneur Vision Board? It is to formulate our thoughts, similar to what you've probably heard about a business plan. And having worked with many business owners, startups especially, we have all these things in our heads and we ask, so where's your business plan? Oh, it's in my head. Well, that's not really a great place for it to stay for different reasons. One is it helps you formulate your thoughts when you put things down, but it also makes it real. So very much like a business plan, your vision board is going to help your vision come to reality, right? So it's going to formulate your thoughts. It's going to make you accountable, because remember, we talked about those action items. putting it down there makes you accountable, right? Like, oh, I'm going to have to reach it. Now, maybe it's not perfect. And that's what we're going to talk about today too. And we showcase you some examples. It's going to be it's going to be an evergreen document, but it helps you at least benchmark yourself and see how well you're doing. So it makes you accountable, helps you to see your vision, right? To put it down there, visualize it, because that's really helpful in achieving your goals. It also gives you a reality check. And this is one that I've just added in. And it was part of the fact that as I was going through my own vision board, I went, oh my word, I have these great ideas. It's like I need to have 48 hours in every day to accomplish it. So that reality check, it's like, okay, so maybe a few things need to be shifted. Maybe a few things need to be put in the next quarter. Maybe this goes into a parking lot. And if this sounds familiar that you've done business planning exercises, it's kind of the same. But this is now for you, and you are the foundation. So it's going to give you a reality check. It's going to provide a clear path, right? So that you're going to feel probably not only inspired, but motivated because you are moving forward in a clear way. It's like, okay, if I do this, I know what the next step is. I know what action items need to do. If I do this first, the action item, and then that success. So that providing a clear path really helps. It helps you communicate with others. For example, if you have teammates, if you have family members that you need that have to be part of your entrepreneurial journey, which typically they are. You also with a coach, if you go through this, and part of all of this and bringing Dorothy on board here was my work with Dorothy has really helped for sure with that. So if I come across, it's like, Dorothy, look, this is our session. Here's my vision board. What do you think? Am I on the right path? So any of your empowerment coaches or your business coaches, this might help as well. So communication is key. And the last one I have here, it's way more fun than spreadsheets. But if you're a spreadsheet person, go for it. I'm just a visual person, which is how this template came to be. So that's my last point. And now I'm going to pass it over to Dorothy to talk about her key one there.
Thank you, Laura. So my first one here is your vision board serves as a visual anchor, and that word is very intentional, anchor. In coaching, this is a very valuable tool that we use, and it's exactly what it sounds like. The way that a ship would set down an anchor into the ocean to get tied to a specific spot so that when the tides are moving it, the flow of the water is moving it, it will never float away from where it wants to be. When you create your vision board, you are setting anchor to specific goals and outcomes into the future. So the best way that I describe this to people is in a world of infinite possibility, where every single thing that you do and don't do changes the possible course of what timeline you're going to end up on. You have chosen one specific path that you're going to navigate to, and that's on your vision board, the vision of that, the outcomes of that, and you're anchored into it. And then you start to live your life, and your life, like water, will send you down different paths. It'll send you on detours. It'll get you off course. And when you're anchored into a vision board, you always know what you need to do to get yourself back on course. And because it's visual, it gives you the inspiration to take those steps because you know what's at the other end of it, and you know that that's something that you want. So that's what I mean by visual anchor. And the
Love it.
final here that we have is it helps you see how your business intersects with your life. So here you might wonder, okay, yeah, that's great. Why is that important? And I totally appreciate if a lot of entrepreneurs are thinking, yeah, okay, so this is a nice to have. This isn't necessarily a must have because I have a lot of business priorities, a lot of things that demand my time. So this would be lovely, but I have other things that are going to drive results for me. So maybe I'm just going to skip this one and focus on the business. And Laura, if you can take me to the next slide, I'll explain the problem with that level of thinking. The problem with that type of thinking, and it's still a choice, it's a respectable choice, but here's the thing. You, myself, all of us, we are our business's top resource. But before we became a resource to the business, we are and forever will be people first. And people have needs, They have goals and they have limitations that go above and beyond the work that they do and the business that they are in. In fact, the reason you started this business that you're working in, probably, if we dug deep enough, is there so that you can serve other areas of your life. So the true reason why people burn out, quit, give up, fall into depression, fall into despair, hopelessness, and ultimately end up hiring a life coach is because they were hyper focused in one area of their life, usually work or money, and they completely forgot that they've got other parts of themselves that, again, needs to be addressed, want to be addressed, and have limitations that have to be addressed. So any life coach will not just look at one area. If you come to them about wanting to fix relationships or wanting to improve your career or wanting to improve your finances, we're always going to look at you holistically and make sure that we explore how your goals and your challenges are intertwined with each other across what is called the Big Five. So what you're seeing here is a sample of a visioning exercise that I actually take all of my coaching clients through, where we start on a day like today to go into the vision of what the future would look like for them, the ideal future, across all 5 areas of their life. What do they want to be experiencing in health, in money, in love, in their connection to what is called that which is greater? For some people, that's source. For other people, that's God. For other people, that's the universe. Ultimately, this usually is the place where we get our meaning and our sense of purpose from. And of course, career is an important element of that, but I'm reminding you that it's one of 5. And when someone really delves in this deep, they're going to have specific goals and takeaways that they want in all of these sections. And then they refine from all of that top 3 outcomes that are either common or overarching of all of this. And from that, they're able to set intentions and move forward holistically. So if you can have an appreciation for the value of this level of introspection, then you can recognize that an entrepreneurial vision board is this beautiful bridge where it takes into consideration you as the human first and your interconnection to that human as a resource, the top resource of the organization, and brings the 2 of them together. And now it's no longer a nice to have, but a must have. Over to you, Laura.
Great. Thanks, Dorothy. So just a reminder, some more stats. If you write down your goals, you are 42% more likely to achieve them. So I'll leave you with that final thought and all of Dorothy's wonderful insights. So the Entrepreneur Vision Board, the template that's available for you. If you are watching the recording, I'll make sure I put links down below for you to go to our digital download page, as well as it's available in your Grow member portal. So I'm going to just do a quick overview because once you download the bundle, there's a full tutorial and more examples available in that. So this is available as on Miro. If you guys are used to Miro, the Miro whiteboard, which I'll show you afterwards. It also is a printable template. Google, there's a whole bunch of options available, as well as Canva. So who are you, your values, your vision, your mission? What does success mean to you? What quotes inspire you? Are there books? Are there learning opportunities that you want to do? And are there people and groups that you want to belong to, like Grow, for example? And so this can be whatever timeline you want. If you want to do a year or a month or 6 months, whatever that works for you, just put a timeline on that as well. And whether you take markers out or the Miro, we're going to show you there's so many options you can do. And then the next thing, you want to for sure have these dates down, right? So the first one, it's just high level. Now it's like, let's get into some action items. So the now is where you are now. And then success is where you want to finish based on the timeline that you've committed to this page. And what are those key action items? I've listed 4, but as you'll see in mine later, I think I've added 7. So I may have to pull that back. So please do customize it for you. And then the dates, the key milestones. I'm a big fan of making sure I measure success along the way in case it needs to be updated. So that is your action page. And then this is another one that I like to do: strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. If you've probably done this for your business, but do this now for you, because this is being aware of your strengths and your weaknesses, and that's internally, because maybe you should be hiring a coach. Maybe you should be hiring help for bookkeeping if that's a weakness. And it helps you visualize that and really jump into your strengths and take off the hats that you are not strong about. Also, opportunities. Maybe it's not part of your vision and your goals right now, but it's like, this is an opportunity. I need it. I know there's a gap. I want to do this. And then threats are those things that maybe it's part of your weaknesses, or it's external threats that might keep you from succeeding. And it just keeps your eyes on it. So I am a fan of documenting this. So please do go through a SWOT. This is another one and an option for sure. And part of this came out of, as a startup, building out my team. And what does your team look like? Because as solopreneurs, we're never really alone. We have multiple people, whether you're hiring an employee, or you work with a coach, or you have a family member that's there to support you along the way, or you subcontract your stuff out. That's all part of your team. So what is now, and where do you want to go, and what's the role they play? And this is one of the examples I just mocked up. It's part of the download as well. And use graphics, use icons, sticky notes, whatever works for you. What I like about Miro is, if you're a mind mapper, it lets you start to connect the dots, and you can move stickies around. So if you have a certain role, maybe you can start to build out the job description. So if you're looking for someone, this helps you actually start your job description. So it's a vision board of where you want to go. And then lastly, this is breaking it down into weekly stuff. So how are you going to get it done? So I pulled all my goals, all the stuff from the beginning to remind me of where I want to be. I color coded everything that's based on whatever category that I was going to use, right? Many of them are Dorothy's categories too, right? If it's at health, is it business, whatever that might be, customize them for you. Then start to set out your weekly plan. Is there a certain percentage of time you want to commit to these? So this is an example of one that I did, and I just started color coding the different things and built it out. So if I'm going to commit to a certain amount of client hour work, because billable hours, it's like, I got to do this every Wednesday is going to be my blocked time. So this comes mostly down to the productivity, and this sheet is to help you achieve what you envisioned. So this is the final piece, and there's so many different ways to do time tracking. There's different programs out there. This is meant to only just be a high level accountability visual for yourself. And so that's it. As far as the templates, there's many of them. You can customize them as you want. And so some key takeaways from today: remember that you are your business's top resource. You need to take care of yourself first and know what you want, because that will drive you forward, because you may be opening multiple businesses. So focusing on yourself, you are the driver, the top resource. Recognize you're more than your business, because we are. We do so many things, as Dorothy mentioned, right? There's lots to us. Make sure you choose overarching themes and intentions. Sometimes this can be overwhelming and we get into the weeds of it all. Have a high level, really know why you want to show up. Anchor in with your vision board, as Dorothy mentioned. This is what's going to keep us moving forward, right? And then stay accountable. Somehow find a way to stay accountable to your goals. If that's just having maybe yourself motivated, or having external people is to support you along your journey, can be very helpful. Did I miss anything, Dorothy, on that one?
Oh, that's great.
All good?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so where do you find this Entrepreneur Vision Board? There's a QR code there. It's going to go to Grow, where you can download your board. It's actually on sale right now as of the recording, so please do that. But I also encourage you to join Grow. It's free in your portal, and you get the first month free. So check that out, grow.ca/membership, and get started and have some fun. So now it's time for our spotlight and discussion where we get to actually share our samples. And as a reminder for people watching the recording though, because you won't have our examples today, there are examples in the download. So you will be able to see some along the way. So let's get started.